And now, Tough Scene Cleveland with your host, Nick Wolf.
I might be leaving this Tough Scene Cleveland thing forever. I will sell out at the drop of the hat.
Jeremy Shear.
Go for the vegan food, stay for the ass pound.
Yeah.
Me, your new producer, Chrissy. You guys had really good-looking abs and the best entertainment in Cleveland.
Tough Scene Cleveland, we are here. Nick Wolf. Jeremy Shear.
I'm Jeremy Shear.
And Christine is here, our beautiful producer.
Yes, I am.
I think we get here a little bit too early. We should start showing up around 7.
Yes, absolutely.
We've indulged a little bit. Jeremy, you know a lot about that.
Overindulgence? Me? No, I don't know anything about that.
You've been a good boy, though, today. You're not completely wasted at this point. You haven't gotten rolled this week, right?
No. I didn't get rolled this week. I just, my shower's broken, so I'm filthy.
So we are here. This is our second episode of the season. We have a great show tonight. Sean Boyd will be here, comedian and cohort to Jeremy Shear.
Yep, we went to jail together.
You guys are like soulmates, lovers.
Well,
but not in a gay, like not sex way.
No, not in a sex lover way. And we're emotional lovers. We've cried on each other's shoulders.
And Dan Tegerty is here. It's doing Sean Boyer's Insanity Fest. It's the third one. We'll talk to him a little bit later. He's a Parma dude. He's a fucking crazy maniac, so he'll have some funny stories. I almost got stabbed doing one of his shows, so.
So why haven't you done any more of his shows?
I haven't done any shows since. That opened the market for the rest of you stand-up comedians. TM Francis is around right now because I almost got stabbed 2 years ago.
I kind of want to book TM Francis on that show.
Yeah.
Actually, I let me rephrase that. There are a lot of comics I would like to book on that show.
Andy Meredith would get murdered on that show.
Well,
in a second.
Andy's got kids, so we can't have him getting murdered.
Right, we got to keep him safe. It's also a great show. We have a lot of things to talk about. Kai, the machete-wielding hitchhiker, is in trouble once again. You know, maybe every YouTube celebrity isn't the most reputable person in the world. Let's just hope that Charles Ramsey doesn't have a bad, incident.
Well, besides his DV cases
Right.
and his assault charges.
Listen, he admitted to it. It's okay. Who doesn't have an assault charge in this city? We talked about this last week. I just say, he gave us an auto-tune song. All right, you know what that contributes to society? That's more than like the royal family and shit does. All they do is like get married, and every once in a while, luckily, one of them will get killed in a car accident blowing some dude. I was talking about John Jr. That's the real story. The plane crash was a cover-up.
You know what? There's a lot of contributions that you can make blowing dudes.
Right.
So,
Jeremy,
would know.
If that's the case, you're like fucking Gandhi.
I am.
And the Dalai Lama.
I am like Gandhi. I actually cuddle with naked ladies. Just cuddle.
Your life is a rotating mess. You're kind of like, you're a step above the Pikers in Snatch.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't have a trailer.
Right. Not Brad Pitt, but the rest of them.
Yeah, the rest of them. I don't have any dogs either. Otherwise, there'd be a little dog in here with a bandana, so people stop thinking I'm a hippie and start thinking I'm a crust punk.
That's all it is. It's the dog and the bandana.
Yep.
Makes you a crust punk.
Yep.
So this is Tough Scene Cleveland. If you haven't listened before, haven't checked us out, you're either listening on Aircheck or YouTube right now. We're a DIY radio show. We have no budget. We're semi-professional. We do our show live here at the Foundry Thursday nights. Our schedule might be changing soon. We'll let you know about that.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
It was Billy Morris was up here earlier. It was great. You guys got to meet him. Everyone was starstruck.
I will tell you, the caricature of him on the menu as the purveyor of the Billy Burger really does justice to his flowing locks.
It's a lot closer than the goddamn Wendy's girl. Have you seen that pig?
Yeah, a lot closer.
At least Billy is as cartoonish as his logo counterpart.
And the wild look in his eyes really made me crave the Billy Burger. I want that steamed beef in my mouth. That man is a culinary genius.
You have been warned not to talk about steamed beef.
He's not here, so I can talk about the steamed beef.
JC is pulling the lid over this whole steamed beef conspiracy. He's waving the silence.
Well, then hire me to write your new menu copy, and I will stop talking about it.
He's giving us the Chris Benoit kill symbol right now. He's getting on top of the bar, and he's about to headbutt us. So,
Oh, just go to one of your tied up people in the basement.
yeah, he's cleared that out.
Oh.
The padlocks are gone.
So holes number 15 through 22 are all gone?
JC learned his lesson. So yeah, we're hanging out here at the Foundry like we do on Detroit Avenue, beautiful Detroit Avenue, which we can look at the Virginia Marty College with all the sexy young art students across the street.
I don't think you know how sexy works.
I don't think we're the best two people to have in the window to draw any of them over.
Yeah.
That's why our new day at the Foundry is going to be Tuesday afternoon between 3 and 3:15. We had to clean the toilets coming in and out, but we got to do what we got to do. It's DIY radio.
Yeah, this is not DUI radio. Chad Zumach isn't on the show.
Oh, great. So yeah, thank you to everyone that's checked us out so far.
He's getting all
the last couple
sentimental.
years. No, just this is time to let people know that to break that wall and talk to our listener, Christine, to make them feel engrossed in the show. This isn't like some live, big extravaganza, despite the huge crowd that we've drawn here at the Foundry.
We've got some fans out there.
Yep. I can see you, fans. Hi.
Jeremy has to park cars down the street just to justify the time being here.
Yeah, but no stick shift. I get too excited.
So, and right now it's I'm expecting the streets to just cave in madness. Right now, as we're doing this, the Horrible Fest is going on, and now that's class. Lakewood should be up in arms. Who knows what the hell is going to go on in that Maniac Pit?
I don't know what's going to happen. I just know it's going to be horrible.
Paul Schlachter, I love him. I think he's a great club owner. I've always had great dealings with him. I think he's awesome. I've had his back when I needed to. I got to say, he is kind of an idiot at times. What is he thinking at times? When I hear some of these plans that he has, he's doing a nickel beer night at Now That's Class. Now, at the stadium where they had the stadium was rowdy, but it was still a family environment. And they had a nickel beer night, and it turned into a riot at a baseball game that they still talk about years later. So Paul thinks, what a better thing to do at the craziest bar in the city, Now That's Class, because his patrons have shown, if nothing else, they are respectful and responsible under the influence of booze. So, and he's also, they have the hot tub there, which is always just a ridiculous idea.
I got my last case of syphilis from the hot tub at Now That's Class.
You actually partook in the hot tub?
Yeah, of course I did.
That's something, that is not an idea that sounds appealing on any basis ever. You could have 20 hot porno chicks in the hot tub ready to have a blowjob contest under the water with the bubbles and shit.
Why would you want to have a blowjob contest? You're just going to come once and then contest is over.
No, it's a long, you got to stretch it out. You have cocaine to make a...
Oh, that sounds like a terrible idea. Then you're not going to come at all.
Yeah, you got to work through it.
No, I don't push
you
through
haven't
that.
jacked off for 4 hours just trying to come.
I have done that, and that was
we all do it. That's
that was a terrible waste of my time.
Christine, let me tell you something here. I'm going to figure out a little thing. When guys are alone and they're doing cocaine, they're just spending hours and hours and hours just trying to come in the middle of a blue ball state of you're half going and you're just watching the most awful shit that in the morning you're just going to feel horrible about.
My ex-wife actually had to give me a hand job for my birthday because I was all coked up, but I wouldn't take no for an answer. She started crying after hour 1. I was so pissed.
Which is actually, that's pretty good for you, an hour before
She could have
crying.
switched arms.
No, she did switch arms several times, but wasn't happening.
The tears didn't lubricate good enough?
No, it didn't. And it wasn't
Usually
enough
that's all I need.
lubrication. I was way too coked up to come.
Blood is the only lubricant better than tears.
Oh my God.
He's right.
I had a bad, God, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but fuck it. I'm going to put myself out there. The experience on cocaine where I was doing exactly what we're talking about, and I kind of had some friction and had some scabbing going on.
Ew.
Yeah, in one area. And my
Are
girlfriend.
you sure it was scabbing
My
or was it a
ex-girlfriend-
sore?
It wasn't a sore. No, I didn't have that much fun. It was more
she
pathetic.
screaming?
A sore would at least be kind of cool, because that means I had sex with a dirty chick. A scab is awful.
Like
that
you
means I
haven't had
literally mutilated myself on drugs in the pursuit of an orgasm. So I had an ex-girlfriend stop by my work to give me some afternoon delight. I was like, oh, okay. And she, gets in the position, gets me situated, and I have this scab on my head. And I'm trying to think really how to, explain this. And I realized that I pulled my pants up like, I'm sorry, and just walked out of the room because...
This is how you handle it. Girl, don't you want to be together forever? Well, I'm going to give you the gift that you're never going to get rid of.
Suck on my filthy, festering sore.
Well, I'm hard now.
One of the many times Jimmy Shear has become aroused at the table.
I think this is the first time I have nothing to say.
We made her blush. She's going to pack her bags. I don't think she's going to be around after one more show.
Ouch.
That was inside humor. We'll talk about that in 2 more episodes.
Yep.
That wasn't foreshadowing at all.
So we have a great show tonight. Dan Tegerty, the Sean Byers, Insanity Fest 3, Suicide Prevention Benefit. I think, who is Fear Grinders playing that? I'll get the rest of the bands. I'll do the whole readout here in a minute. Cool. And then also Sean Boyd will be here in a few minutes.
Yep. He is running on typical CP time. That's comedian person time. Racists.
Well, Jeremy, sure you're Jewish, so white people look at you the same, so you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was given a ghetto pass and permission to use the N-word multiple times, but I found that I can't just get out my ghetto pass and go, look, I can say it, and people still get pissed. So.
What kind of paper would that be? What is it?
It's actually an old food stamp that they wrote GETOPAS.
So, Jeremy Shear, feel free. I am from Parma, however, and I can't. The ignorance only goes so far. They'll cut me some slack for my racism because they're like, oh, you're a stupid suburban kid, it's okay. But then when I start, celebrating it and going too far, which I tend to do, because there's nothing worse than being, and we'll see how it goes with Sean Boyd, there's nothing worse than giving me a little bit of racism slack. I take it too fucking far.
Yeah.
I will admit to something, and I'll talk to him about this. When I was typing in the promo, on Facebook to come down and whatever, I didn't know how to spell his name. And I spelled it S-H-A-U-N. And I realized when I saw his name as S-H-A-W-N that the reason I suppose because I'm racist, I didn't think W, that's white. It has to be a little weird because he's black, so I put a U in it. Because that's Black Sean to me. That's how it should be spelled.
Well, I did a similar thing when I first met Sean. He booked me actually here at the Foundry when it was the Hi-Fi. And he wanted me to email him.
That never happened.
Yeah, he wanted me to email him the headshot. I was like, what's your address? Sean Boyd, SB Comedy. So I spelled Boyd B-O-I-D because I just figured it had to be a weird spelling. Nope, it's the Irish spelling. Sean's more normal than we thought.
Is he Irish?
Black Irish.
Black Irish. Okay, so is Aaron Dowell. So that. I thought Black Irish was really short, angry, and balding.
Well, he's angry and he's bald. So.
Although if that was the case, I'd be Black Irish. So.
You might have a little black in you.
I don't know what my...
At the end of the show, you might have a little more black in you.
We'll see. That doesn't mind, if he doesn't mind the sores on my pecker. That's a masturbating.
I've seen some of the girls Sean's been with. He won't care.
Ladies, listening, I just want to make it clear, that was a long time ago when I was a depraved person. Before I was a professional, the broadcaster, the man of integrity that I am now. I will give you a good time with no sores. I do not chronically masturbate anymore. I don't do coke that much anymore.
That's
I try to hang out with people, so I just tell stupid stories about like how they're a special person to me. This, you either masturbate or you tell your friends how like they're the most important person in the world to you, and like you tell old stupid stories, and 12 hours go by and you've learned nothing.
That's cocaine in a nutshell.
It's Friday night for Jeremy Scher.
Yep.
All right. Dustin Cleveland, we will be back in a minute with, I got some stuff to talk about. I'm looking for a new place and, whatever. And then Sean Boyd will be coming in. So we'll be back in 1 minute.
87.0 The Blend. Do you love rock and roll? 87.0 The Blend has the best music that our corporately programmed machines can play. Do you want to hear the Whiskey Daredevils? Too bad. You're getting Alice in Chains. Because nobody loves underground music anyway. Do you not have time to be exposed to new things? Well, that's okay. We'll play you some Saliva. 87.0 The Blend will bring you all the underground local bands like Mushroomhead, and Mushroomhead. Do you want to know what's going on in your city? Neither do we. We don't have time to research that. We're too busy keeping up with all the black dudes that are banging Kim Kardashian. Are you sick of personalities talking about themselves? Good, because here at 87.0 The Blend, we have no personality. We're just bland. Don't be bland. Listen to Tulsa Cleveland Season 3 this April.
Tulsa Cleveland, we're back. Nick Wolf, Jeremy Shearer.
Howdy.
And Christine.
Hello.
Up at the bird's nest staring down at us through a sniper rifle.
That's right. I
Got
gotta
us
keep
in
you
a
guys
scope.
in order.
So, Jeremy, what's been going on with you this week? I hope you've had a better week than you did last week.
It's been much better. I just did a roast last night for my dude Big Chevy, who's moving out to California. And I found out I got nominated for an Ohio Comedy Award. No, Ohio Urban Comedy Award.
Okay, no, so this is a predominantly black comedy award, right? Is that the title for, what's the category?
I'm not sure. It could be a variety of categories. It could be Best Radio Show for Tough Scene Cleveland. It could be Best DVD for Trigger Warning. It could be Best Hair.
So if you get this, are you in any ground for an NAACP award?
Yeah, I think this is the fast track to get an Image Award.
Will you be hanging with Dr. Bill anytime soon?
You know what? I think that's the next step. I think, honestly, I'm expecting to get this Ohio Urban Comedy Award and then immediately be a regular on the Steve Harvey radio show. So, sorry, man.
Steve will be shaking his head in disgust at you.
Yeah. Either
Well,
that or I'm going to
dancing.
stab Steve Harvey on day 2. This is for the Family Feud, bitch.
So good. I'm glad things are going better because last time you got rolled at a bus stop.
I did.
Obviously, that's kind of an alarming thing to hear as someone, It's good that I like you being here every week and not dead in a ditch. I find that's better.
I got some emergency Coke, so in case I get too drunk, just put it up my nose and I will be fine.
Oh, I don't have to the syringe in the heart thing, right? Because that's not happening, dude.
No.
You're serious?
If I'm dead, let me die.
We're going to drag you down in front of the fantasy and just leave you right there. The mole people that live there will come and consume your body. They'll drag you in and just feed on you like rats.
That's how I want to go.
Eaten by the fantasy family. I don't even know their names. They're just like the evil little mole people. I'm afraid to be this close to them, to be honest.
Well, thankfully, I think the mole people are kept out by the fact that Sean Boyd is here.
That's true. They will go nowhere near Sean Boyd. There's no other kids from Parma here either. Normally, we have all my friends come.
Yep, they're terrified.
They all came up with excuses tonight.
Yeah, after they saw the video of Sean at Bogies, they're like, I don't know about this.
So I'm going through some stuff right now, and it's Christine, you're kind of in the same boat. I'm moving, and I'm looking for a proper place to live. I'm looking for somewhere cheap, and I actually drove down Seymour Avenue to see if there are really any real because I figure, though, if people want to move out, you have a lot of stuff going down there. There's people that just want to get away. I'm thinking the housing rate's got to be cheap as hell right there.
Gosh.
In all
Would you
things,
really
think
live
Jew.
Ramsey comes by and brings you a fruit basket or something. Fucking great. I love that shit. shit. So I'm
Sure,
like
it'd be a fruit
Imperial
basket
Avenue.
or ribs.
The bids on Imperial Avenue, the housing market's actually gone back up there, so things are pretty good now. It's out of my price range, so I'm
That's out of your everything range, living on Imperial Avenue, Nick.
But if there's one place worse to move in the world I can think of, and I know by watching HBO television shows and no other reason, would be Baltimore, Maryland. And Christine, you will be, after a long stint here on this show, you will be leaving. Thanks for being dependable and in for the long haul.
I'm sorry. Money talks.
2 weeks of me and Cher, and she's heading for the damn hills. I don't care. I'll go to Baltimore. It's great, right?
It was the whole trying to chain me up in the basement. I don't like that.
That's true.
I don't work like
You know that you will be shot, right? Stay
You
with
didn't give it a chance.
Well, and I only know I love HBO's The Wire. I would say stay out of the Western District, always, at all costs. Watch out for broken soldiers, and be careful what you say over the phones, because that goddamn McNulty, he's a genius. He'll bust you. So you're gonna get totally wound up in some like drug dealing lifestyle. This is a nice town, Cleveland. I'm talking shit. We live in a way worse shithole than Baltimore. At least they have a fucking
not
river
that
and like
bad.
crabs. They have like something that comes out of their water, unlike us. So I shouldn't talk shit, really. So we're gonna miss you, but you're here for 2 more weeks,
I am here tonight and next week.
and then we're gonna have a new producer in here. We're doing talks right now.
We're in
Right.
negotiations with a variety of talented producers all over Cleveland.
We got to get together. JC yelled at me earlier for not being professional enough, so that was really hit home. Tough St. Cleveland. We'll be back with the news and Sean Boyd. Tough St. Cleveland. We're back. Nick Wolf, Jeremy Shear,
Yo.
Christine,
I'm over here.
and sitting with us, Sean Boyd. He's tweeting right now.
What's going on, yo?
What's going on, Sean? You, man? Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us. I'm glad you got through the crowd. It is quite crazy up here at the Foundry. We do the show Thursday nights. We're also on AirCheck and YouTube. And it is time to remind you all about a segment we do on the show. Those of you listening at home, get your scorecards out, get your pens. It is time for you to start keeping track of the gay stuff that Cher says. Our co-host Jeremy Cher.
Gay shit Cher says. Did you seriously just say that?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
So, if you're listening at home, you'll notice Jeremy says a lot of gay things. You keep track of all the things he says, and then starting next week, we're going to run all of, from that night's episode, all the stuff he says, and make sure that you catch every gay thing he says.
That's right. It is actually a masturbatory aid to those of you that are inclined.
You win nothing but when you're high on coke and you're trying to get off.
Just listen to
it's
my
something to
dulcet
do.
tones.
All right. Sean Boyd is here with us. We're doing the news here. We are very, our show is integrity. It's about bringing the people the news with the journalism acumen of like a Brokaw or... Nah, we talk about people getting killed and stupid shit like that. Our big story, this is breaking news, Sean. You're part of history.
Okay.
Kai, the machete-wielding hitchhiker, has been arrested, now in charge of a murder. I don't know, someone got murdered.
It's, he was, we have the
We got the
sound-
news. I don't
yeah.
need to know it. Right. But anyways, this is the famous smash guy. And speaking of smashing, it might get a little louder. Gary Kane, resident celebrity. You may know him from episode 6 of season 1. You son of a bitch. We'll have him come on and talk. You'll be hearing him in the background. So, Kristen, go ahead and play the footage of what we have here. This is the new breaking news, right?
It's breaking
that there
news.
has been an arrest warrant issued in the murder of the Clark man. You were talking about this popular attorney, Joseph Galfi, was found dead in his home Monday night. Now authorities have issued an arrest warrant. Wait until you hear who they are looking for. This is a story that goes from Fresno, California, all the way to Clark, New Jersey. Authorities are looking for a man known as Caleb Lawrence McGilvery. You might also know him as Kai, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker. He was a YouTube sensation.
I hate the douchey shit news guys do, to where like anyone with the internet already knows what the fuck happens, and this guy, he's gonna tell you in 10 seconds, but he's still gonna do a tease like he has something important. Like, a tease doesn't work when you're doing it that segment.
No, it doesn't work. Also, I love how he stammered because it was breaking news. He was unprepared.
Because we're all shocked at this maniac who I think murdered the first guy. I think these are all lies. I think he's a serial killer, but he's just good enough at telling his story that he's gotten away with this shit. Kristen, go ahead, roll the rest. I'm sorry.
Fresno, he took a ride from a man who apparently lost it and tried to kill another man with his car. Kai grabbed a hatchet out of his backpack that he had, stopped the killing of this man, became a hero, even went to court out in Fresno to testify against the man. He saved a man's life. He became this YouTube sensation, made the round on the talk shows, and now, 3 months later, after becoming a hero in Fresno, California, authorities say he wound up in
glad this guy's telling the story, because I don't know that shit.
in Mr. Galfi's home, and somehow is responsible for his death. We do know Mr. Galfi died from blunt force trauma. There was a welfare check authorities went to his house.
Machete.
That's what creates a blunt force trauma. When they got there, he was dead. Now, just a couple of days later, they are looking for this Kai. He goes by several different names, but he's mostly...
If you have a nickname like that, you should be under investigation in some way. That name is too hippie to actually be hippie. There's some ulterior fucking motive there. The name like Kai.
He's probably a Charles Manson hippie and not a Grateful Dead hippie.
Who the fuck is a hitchhiker nowadays? Didn't they hear of like anal rape and dismemberment? Is that something they... Sean Boyd, you're a comedian. You've been around. Have you ever had a hitchhike to a gig?
No.
Right? Because that's probably not the same though, right?
Hell no, I would never do that shit.
And like... I'm sure it's harder for a black dude than a white dude. To fucking some hippie fucking guy that has a machete in his hand will probably get picked up before you, right? Even though you have like kind of $50 to give the guy, fucking have a good conversation and shit. They drive right past you and get hacked up.
Now, so to be fair, Sean's been working out. If he showed a little leg, I'm sure he'd get a ride.
With a trucker, right? You could be good trucker bait. You are very tall and statuesque, I must say.
I'll never get a ride from any stranger hitchhiking.
Right.
No.
That's just something you're not going to do.
Especially not from a white driver. Never.
You not want to get involved into like a white person's world for like...
No.
Is it more of like the crazy white person or just that lame ass fucking white person? Like, what are you more afraid of? Insane white guy that's gonna hack you up, or like the super yuppie, just whining bastard? You know.
Probably the super yuppie because he probably has a carry conceal license on him.
You'd rather end up in a basement than have to deal with that shit.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Is that why we're friends? Because even though I'm going to chop you up, I'm not going to shoot you first?
Pretty much.
Where do you stand on that? Because you are filthy and scuzzy and may commit homicide at a certain point. But you're also Jewish, which makes you like super yuppie by default.
Well, I'm not a very good credit to my race, I'll be honest with you.
Because yuppies are white guys that want to be Jews, basically, right?
Yeah, basically.
You've already skipped that step.
Yeah, I mean, I just pay too much for lunch and eat a bunch of bagels.
So, Sean, you and Jeremy are very close. He has your catchphrase tattooed above his... I want to break in this Kai story. We'll get back to you. This is what I really want to know about. He has your catchphrase tattooed above his... or on his dick, or...
Above it. Right above it. And if you want to see it, just ask.
What kind of paternal love and respect brews up that kind of sentiment where he's tattooing your words onto his dick?
I have no fucking idea.
When people bring that up, does that just make it like... Because you're not cool with that, right? That's not something you're, like, proud of.
I mean, the day he showed me was nuts. We were in the studio.
Nuts was inappropriate. That was good.
I see what you did there.
Doing Muhammad Radio, and he said he had a surprise for me. I thought it was something to smoke.
He does that all the damn time.
And lo and behold, he pulls his shirt up and has a Be Blessed tattoo right above his shit. Yeah.
You couldn't just spring for the weed, you asshole.
I had weed too.
He always had that.
All right.
I had weed. I had plenty of weed. Shit.
See,
Sean, you still owe me money from all the weed I had.
Hey, you'll never be broke.
See, when he does it to me, he just shows me his dick. So this, I needed to get to the bottom of that because that's... I'm just starting to get to know Sheer a little bit, and I'm getting more and more disturbed every layer I peel back. And to the point, I like him, but I'm starting to like. I'm very far away from him now. We used to sit a lot closer. I gotta keep my distance.
I would keep my distance from him too.
Right?
So, yeah.
Because you guys have been up and down the road better. You probably know more about his scumbaggery. Does it ever stop? Does he ever have just like an off day where it's like, yeah, Sheer just, he went to bed at 8 o'clock?
No. Sheer is Sheer 24/7, man. 24/7.
Much to the chagrin of my liver, kidneys, and any other organ I've damaged.
Yeah, but think how much money that the various pharmaceutical, alcohol, and tobacco companies make off your just pure lust for just the downward spiral.
You're fucking welcome, alcohol, tobacco, and drug dealers.
So, back to the news, because the news that you are a complete degenerate is not news.
That's not breaking news.
No, that's definitely not breaking news.
We're not delivering on our promise here at Telsey Cleveland. So, Kai, this maniac, 3 months later, is now in jail for murdering somebody. Just don't. I was born in 1979. By the time I was like 7 or 8, I knew hitchhiking. It was like a days past thing. That was in the 60s,
Right.
Who the hell? This guy actually makes a living. I mean, California's stupid. I can't wrap my brain around California. Well,
Of course, weed.
I tried. That's how I try to assimilate, but it doesn't work.
Well, here's the thing about this story, that Kai apparently, right after this crime was committed, went to the Facebooks.
Well, he's a media darling. He's got to address his audience. I mean, even despite he's like Jimmy Haslam. He's getting in front of it.
Did he tell on himself?
Lying
Is that
out
what
his
happened?
Oh, no. This is even better. So this is what he posted on his Facebook before they had the arrest warrant issued. What would you do if you woke up with a groggy head, metallic taste in your mouth, in a stranger's house, walked to the mirror, and seen cum dripping from the side of your face?
I would put my bandana on my head and my tie-dye shirt and get ready to go do a set at Touch Supper Club.
Hang on. From your face, from your mouth, and started retching, realizing that someone had drugged, raped, and blown their fucking load in you. What would you do? The answer apparently is hack him to death.
Hack him to death.
That's why this guy. You got to say, for these internet people, they seem stupid, but they know how to use their words. This guy is so descriptive. It's like when you call off from work and you can't come with an excuse, and you just tell your boss like, "Yeah, I'm shitting all over myself. I just shit my pants. It's a fucking mess." Because you just don't want to be creative. You know they're not going to question the fact that you're just covered in shit. They don't want to hear about it anymore. And it's the kind of thing. That's what he's doing. He's trying to gross out the U.S. Justice Department by talking about getting his ass cummed in, when we do that all the time on this show, and no one's grossed out by us.
Now, isn't that typically self-defense, though? No?
I think it's too late to defend yourself after the act has already taken place. I think that's a revenge killing.
But he's the opposite of Jodi Arias, though. He can really sell his story. She was a downer, babbling. I was really waiting for her to pull out something good, and it was just a disappointment. I hope
pull out something good. I bet you Kai wish they would have pulled out as well.
Before they injected semen into his butt.
His butt and his mouth, because apparently the jizz was hanging out the corner of his mouth.
He should be lucky. If this was years ago and he was at John Wayne Gacy's house or Jeffrey Dahmer's house, it'd be a lot worse. So count your blessings, Kai.
Yeah, at least you lived through the rape.
Right. That's always a plus. That's why I say the girls on Amanda Berry and stuff. I mean, hey, you have some experiences. You can look back. You have 3 friends for life now. You guys always have that to bond on.
What if she hates those girls now?
It wasn't all bad times.
What if they fucking fought all day while they were tied up?
It's funny because it's already coming out. There's stories we have from a source that Amanda Berry was the favorite, and it's really snide. She's some filthy, that dirty bitch was number 1, and she catered to him. Yeah, because she got the shit kicked out of him if she didn't. She was just a better soldier than the other 2 slackers. Don't hold it against her.
Damn.
Sean Boyd is about to walk away in disgust. I'm sorry, Sean. Normally I'm very respectable and nice, and I have respect for women. Just for some reason today, it's not working. I'm just saying, look on the good times. Didn't watching Lost teach you anything? Just look back at the experiences. Instead of the smoke monster, it's Ariel Castro with a chain and a fucking kiddie pool.
So at least that'll teach people not to hitchhike anymore, right?
Right, exactly.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
So, a public service here from Tufts in Cleveland. If you're stupid enough to still be hitchhiking, stop.
And hop trains instead.
Gary Kane will find worse trouble other places on tour just trying to take a crap, so.
Hitchhiking's dated like MySpace. You're doing it.
Exactly, it is exactly like MySpace.
It's like no one's
Actually, what's crazy is one day across the street from my job, I seen this dude hitchhiking at the bus stop.
What?
He was literally at the bus stop hitchhiking.
He like walked there and checked his pockets. It was like, fuck.
I don't have $1.25.
He let this pass.
Yeah.
I've lost my pass before, but I've just tried to get on the bus. And usually they'll let me on because they're worried I'm going to stab them.
Pretty much. Because you always carry a knife on you, Sheer.
Yeah. I'm full of weapons.
He has to protect us. We're right here in Detroit. Jeremy Shearer has our arsenal. He has a couple nines, couple SIGs, right?
All
That's
I
not a
have
bad
is a
word.
meat shillelagh.
So, in some other quick news, tonight I'm missing her right now as we're doing this. The final episode of The Office is on, and I know it's dumb TV shit, but I've talked about it before.
Whoa.
I'm going to miss it. I thought it was great towards the end. I think any of you idiots that talk shit are the typical How I Met Your Mother and Big Bang Theory morons that I don't want to hear your TV opinions. Stop talking to me on Facebook. So I'll be watching that. And some big retirements, Jeremy Shearer.
Big retirements.
Retirements. People, some very important people have retired this week. Barbara Walters has announced that she's done.
Are you serious?
Barbara Walters is calling it quits. She's
That
like
means
95.
she's back in the news. You can keep doing that joke.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
you got some good. You got some material. See, isn't that great? News always recycles, that you can just
Yeah.
keep throwing your old material
That's
in.
good. I can bring that back up. Thank you.
Yep. Sean's going to fuck a Barbara Walters.
Yeah, it's going to be Barbara Walters versus BBC. I'm trying to go viral.
So it's going to be a battle, not a seduction thing, or are you trying to?
No, she's going to pay me.
She's going to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who honestly wants to fuck Barbara Walters at this point unless they really like old pussy?
Right, money shoots out of that pussy, dude. Right when she comes, hundreds just go all over the place.
Money with the juices on it.
Right, fuck yeah. With that
Well, you
little
can
auto-
smell it before you spend it.
That's got to be worth something. Autographed are worth like shitload. Pussy juice on a fucking $100 bill.
Smell the savings.
If you can get a certificate of what is it? Authentication?
Yeah. Certificate of authenticity. This is how Barbara Walters' pussy smells.
I say a lot of words throughout the broadcast. I'll give like 20% of them a flub. It's good odds, so I'd get a B if we were in school.
The season finale of Scandal is on tonight, too.
Is that? I haven't watched it. Is that what you watch it?
No, I don't watch it. My parents watch it. but
okay.
It's about a black lady that was in the Bush administration
Yeah, I haven't.
fixing things.
I don't watch science fiction, so I'm just kidding. I don't watch those kind of shows. You know, ones with black people on them.
Oh, okay.
Well, why don't we get to the white people news then and do the Huffington Post thing?
So, and yeah, real quick, we'll do our contest here. Or no, we'll do it on the next segment here after we're done with the news. So Scandal is doing their season premiere. Actually, I've heard it's a good show. I read Entertainment Weekly like a woman. So, and People Magazine. I read People. I've always said, Joe, I might as well grab the Red Book while I
You
was
got the
fucking at it.
wrong fucking trades, dude. That's not the trades.
That's how I keep current. Fuck Maximum Rock and Roll and Scab Mag and all of that shit. I read People and Entertainment Weekly.
You must spend a lot of time at the dentist.
I can tell you all about the royal family and the Kennedys. They are not one and the same as my mistake earlier when I referred to John Kennedy when I was talking about the royal family.
Yeah, it's Same thing.
Just for the sake, for the record, so when people go and they're going back to the gay stuff Cher says, they don't hear all the inaccurate, completely made up bullshit Wolf says.
Well, now we're going to have a new bumper for it.
And David Beckham is also retiring. Just announced his retirement.
He retired?
Yeah, he's done.
His old ass finally retired.
Finally.
Still got a hot wife, huh?
You a soccer guy? Oh, fuck yeah.
Soccer?
Right?
Football?
Oh, are you, okay, so are you fucking with me? Are you
I'm
an
fucking with
enthusiast?
you.
Okay,
I'm
I didn't
fucking
think so.
If he was actually African, he would have said the
He got
N-word a
real,
lot
like, he
more.
almost sounded like, he was like, with football? I was like, fuck, man.
Those niggas play good football.
I play for Cameroon. I hate the way I feel is, and this isn't a unique sentiment. Jim Rome has said this shit, but I feel the same way. Soccer is a sport that we teach our 7-year-olds so that eventually they can learn to play other real sports.
True.
By anyone in our country, by the time you're 9, you're over soccer.
Yeah. Soccer is like cross country.
Right, it's just fucking running all the time,
running all the time, back and forth.
And you can't like in Europe, you can at least like be kind of violent about it. Like our pussy youth soccer, you can't do shit. They don't even keep score anymore. I don't think.
No, they never kept score while I was playing, except they kept a track of the red cards I got for slide tackling people in the back.
Nice.
I actually won a championship, my first year championship. God, I hate my Ohio accent. I'm like, come see my band, we're going to win a championship. Just shoot me. I hate the Northern Ohio accent. We just can't say our A's right. The idiots in Boston sound cool, at least when they mispronounce their A's. It's a pap.
It's a pap.
All right. I won a championship when I was a kid playing soccer. It was awesome. We're going to be back in a minute with Sean Boyd. We're going to get down deep about your friendship with Jeremy Shear, which I find very disturbing. Tell St. Cleveland, we'll be back. Tell St. Cleveland, we are back. Nick Wolf, Jeremy Shear.
Hi there.
Christine. Oh, yeah, she doesn't like. She's up in the bird's nest. And Sean Boyd is with us still. What's going on, Sean?
What's up, y'all?
Real quick, before we get into talking to you, this is a game we do here. It's a weekly thing. Christine, we have the music, right? This is a weekly game we play here. It's called the Huffington Post Catchphrase Title Game.
Next one.
I have 3 stories. And 2 of them I made up. One of them is a Huffington Post story. They all have their dumb catchphrase that Huffington Post writes so cleverly. And you have to guess which one is the Huffington Post story.
I have to guess which one?
You guys will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And now it's time for the Huffington Post game. And now the Huffington Post. Can you guess the headline game? I'm Nick Wolf. With us, Jimmy Shear, Sean Boyd, and Christine.
Yay.
Welcome to our great show, our great game, the Huffington Post game, where we have 3 stories, 3 catchphrases, and our contestants guess which story is the Huffington Post story. You guys like that?
Yes. What's the catchphrases, though?
Okay, here we go. First story, stoned cold. That's the Huffington Post catchphrase. Pig-headed restaurant worker locks him, stoned restaurant worker locks himself in a cooler for 9 hours. Number 2, pot belly. Butcher feeds weed to pigs to make them healthier and tastier. Story number 3, 2 left feet. Doctor sued after a foot transplant gone wrong. 2 of those stories are fake. One is a Huffington Post story. Jeremy Shear, you go first.
I'm going to say story number 3 is the real story.
And that is 2 left feet. That's the real story. Okay, that's 1 for 2 left feet. Christine?
I'm going to guess number 2.
That would be pot
Pig and
belly.
the weed. Yeah, I love bacon.
And Sean, what's your guess?
I'm going to have to go with number 2 as well.
All right, well, Jeremy, we've been reading these stories for a long time, and you know nothing because you are wrong.
Oh.
Christine and Sean Boyd are right. It is pot belly. That is
Yes.
High five.
High five over table.
All right.
story. And here is the story for everybody.
Can I ask you a question? Does the bacon make you high?
We're going to find that out here in a second. Let's see.
I like this eating bacon to get high thing. This
Well, I mean,
sounds
that's the perfect blend, right? If you can cross hybrid weed and bacon, every trendy computer dork in the world will be going crazy. We're getting high on the hog of ranch butcher William Von Schneiden, who feeds marijuana to his pigs and sells them at Seattle's Pike Place Market. So, of course, it's Seattle.
Yeah.
That's the only place where they would do something like that.
Well, they just legalized it, so good for you, Seattle.
And you can get like monkey at their market in Seattle, so maybe they'll have like hot monkey brain eventually.
I can't wait. I really want to go to Seattle now.
The pot pigs are partly a celebration of the pot legalization. So this is all just like a, you know, part of the whole of them legalizing pot and shit. This guy's like, yeah, I'll be as big of an asshole as I can now. It's legal. Sean, you eat, and I'm sorry for not knowing better. Jeremy's Jewish, I know, but he still likes bacon. And I may sound ignorant, but as a black man, do you eat pork?
I love it.
You're okay.
I'm not a Muslim.
You're American. You're not one of the scary. You're cool.
No.
Don't you like? I'm from Parma, by the way. Don't you like how I just connect? Does the weed flavored bacon sound? Are you a pot smoker? You could just quit smoking pot, right? Recently?
How did you know that?
I did show prep actually.
Okay.
I did a lot of show prep, and Jimmy Shear gave me a lot of information.
Okay. Yeah, I just quit, but weed flavored bacon I would have to try.
You're rocking.
I would have to try it. Yeah.
Think of the heart attack you would get though, because you're eating bacon, and then you get the munchies, and you're still eating bacon, and it's right there in front of you. Like, we'd all be dead if that come around 10 years ago. Half of us would not be alive in this room right now.
I had a half pound of bacon this morning.
But
Had a half pound of bacon.
You take your weed on the side though, right?
Okay. That's a lot of bacon.
That's like
Okay.
that is an insane
Bacon
amount of
and
bacon.
All right.
No toast, no nothing. Just
Slide some bacon my way.
Dip it in the grease.
Yeah, we have a bacon party for Hanukkah every year over at my brother's house. This year Sean couldn't make it because he had to go do a show. And he's like, "Can you save me some bacon, please?"
And they didn't save me any damn bacon.
He did save your
Fuck,
bacon.
we didn't. We had
No?
tequila infused bacon sundaes, and
They didn't save me any.
Of course, the
we
Jew.
got, no,
He
I
knows,
ate it
and he
all.
knows I love 1800 silver.
So, Sean, you and Jeremy go back quite a way. You were arrested together. I don't know. See, Jeremy's comfortable about talking about shit, and having people that Jeremy knows on, and he gives me this information. I got to realize that some people may not want to bring up the things that Jeremy freely brings up. Like most people would mention they got rolled.
With it.
You're cool, okay. You have no shame. That's why you and him get along well.
Yep.
What happened? Tell me the story of.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'm off paper. You can tell the whole story now.
Right,
I can tell the whole story now.
You can tell the whole story.
It's in the books.
Well, the one day I had a front light out, and Jeremy kicked it, and it came back on. So we were riding.
Handy guy.
Because it started the night before in Kent when we got pulled over for one headlight out, right? And the next day it was on, and so we rode to Touch Supper Club. And I had a ritual at that time where I would drink a Bud Ice and smoke weed on the way to the show.
Right.
All the time.
Gotta get loosened up.
Right.
Every fucking day.
I meant to throw away the Bud Ice can, but that didn't happen. So we were riding through Broadview Heights.
Have you just been a black guy for like a couple of weeks? You have a beer can and outlight and you're driving through Broadview Heights. Did at any point an alarm set off in your head like, I'm making a lot of mistakes here?
Did you just ask me, did I forget? Or
Yeah, for a minute,
black
driving
guy?
through. Well, I'm saying you're making some key mistakes there. And you have Jimmy Shear in your car.
Well, I mean, I've been a black guy all my life.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm just saying, you know,
Well, until
driving through Broadview Heights with an they're not very tolerant, and I get pulled over in Broadview Heights.
Yeah, well, we got pulled over by some bitch cops, and they shouldn't have pulled us over. They should have let us go. And the crazy part about it is they went straight to the passenger side, which was the empty can side. And it was in a brown paper bag, and a little piece of the Bud Ice can was sticking out. So it was like shining.
And this was where Shear was sitting.
Shear was sitting right there
Of course they go to the vagrant-looking guy.
with a bag between his legs. Yes.
Shear looks like, if you don't know what he looks like he should always have a bag of booze between his legs.
He had a big duffel bag between his legs. And so the cop basically was like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "It's empty. It was from a couple weeks ago, and empty can." And yeah, so.
Don't listen to them. They're
high and drunk already.
But that's enough to get you out. How many cards did they pull out? Like 7, 8?
It ended up being 1, then 2 came, and then they pulled us out. And the cop told me, he was like, "Well, I'm gonna check the can, make sure it's empty, and we'll put you on your way." Which was a fucking lie.
Right.
Because he pulled Jeremy Shear out and got scared of his finger tattoos and put him in handcuffs immediately.
Yes.
He put him in handcuffs.
I was immediately cuffed as soon as I got out of the car.
So my whole racist point of view has been blown out of the water. It's sure that right away they're like, "This guy, we gotta get him out."
Yeah, because I wasn't handcuffed and I'm sitting there smoking my mouth the whole fucking time. And because I knew it was going down. I knew we was going to jail.
You knew shit was yelling.
Yeah, I knew we were going to jail.
There's no idealistic hope.
Right. So Shear's sitting there handcuffed. I'm standing on the car, smoking my mouth. The cop walks about maybe 5 feet to the car, opens the door, and the first thing he does is run back to me and says, "What's in the car? What's in the bag? And you're going to jail." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about." And he kept asking me, "You know what's in the bag? What's in the bag?" I'm like, "I have no clue what you're talking about." So we went to jail for drug trafficking.
Yep.
For a beer can.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, all because they went, "Is that an Arizona iced tea or is that a beer?"
So you guys both, you get both arrested, taken down to jail. How long were you in? Like, you processed the next day and out, or?
Well, they lied to us and said we was going to court in the morning, which was a fucking lie.
Right.
And they ended up transferring us to county, and they were asking me on the way to the jail, like, what was in the bag, whose bag was it, and I was like, "I don't know what the fuck you talking about." Then he told me it was my car, so I'm gonna get blamed for it, and I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about, I don't care." So I basically went down to save a friend's
For Jeremy,
asshole.
wow, boy, Jeremy, you're a really good friend, man.
I lawyered up immediately. They didn't ask me shit.
The story started off so nice with like you kick in his headlight to help him out, get turned on, and he ends up going to jail to cover up your dirtbag ass and your whatever drug trafficking you were up to.
Oh, I was up to some drug trafficking, I'm not going to lie, but it's case dismissed now, bitches, so.
You didn't have to have like a benefit show like Jeremy did. Is that because you're a good comedian and you make money from time to time? I'm like,
He occasionally makes money when he's one of the bad boys of comedy.
And yeah, you are a member of the Bad Boys of Comedy.
No,
What
I'm
is
not.
that? No? You said you were. Jeremy told me that you were.
Somebody tagged us as that.
Look, I have it right here.
For
Quit Smoking Pot, Bad Boys of Comedy tour with Big Wayne.
Yes.
Right?
That's what some ugly, promoter had booked us as, and I don't know why she used that, but whatever, I'm gonna roll with it.
You find that as a African American comedian that there is kind of like them trying to label it as a certain way, and sometimes you just got to eat shit. Like, all right, Soul Jam. Like, what the? We're doing stand-up comedian. Like, you ever have that kind of shit?
Well, I mean, I stay away from the urban nights because I'm a I'm a comic that happens to be black, not a black comic. So, I mean, it works out. I don't care. I cater to everybody. I'm a pandering ass nigga, as Jeremy like to say.
You're a comedian,
I
right?
know that's
Whatever
right.
you want. And
But we went to jail on January 31st, okay? So we were in the county February 1st. So I look at Jeremy Shear dead in his eye with about 15 other inmates. And I'm like, happy Black History Month to me. This is the way they would have wanted it to be. A black man in jail.
That really made my night.
You just let everybody down.
Pretty much.
But you're a national featured headliner. You do a lot of churches and colleges. How's the church like doing? And I've seen your act. You're not like bring down the house, make you take a hot shower like Cher. But your material is definitely not like family. I saw you scaring everybody at the Secondheim, yelling at everybody and shit. How does that translate into church? Like,
it translates good because, like I said, I'm a pandering ass nigga. So when I'm in the church, I just clean it up, don't cuss, and I got church jokes and everything. So I mean, it works out great. I like doing church shows. It's fun.
It's good. It's like a good audience, right? Because they're people that tend to have better, like as far as having spirits and like you go to church and you have a good time. So those people want to be embrace somebody that's talking to them and if you have something to say to them and shit.
Yeah, it works out real good.
That's awesome. All right, well, Sean, you got any gigs coming up here? You want to tell everyone?
In Columbus, the Bad Boys of Comedy Tour.
Bad Boys
with Big Wayne. And I'm in the awards ceremony as well.
The Ohio Urban Comedy Awards.
Okay, so you're nominated. Are you guys going against, you and Sheer going against each other? And if you lose and he wins one, how just disgusted in you?
It won't disgust me at all. He's won money at an Urban Room before. So
multiple times.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt.
Good. I'm glad he goes over to some crowd because white audiences hate him.
Pretty much.
So cool. You got that the big comedy tour. What else you got going on?
Pretty much, traveling, featuring, headlining, going to Michigan here shortly.
Hang on. I'll do your close one. Look me up on YouTube, MySpace, Facebook, Sean Boyd, SB, be blessed.
Right, it's SB.
You forgot the...
What did I forget? Tumblr? Or do you have a Tumblr now, Sean?
GOM.
Oh, yeah.
GOM? Yes.
Well, cool. Check out Sean Boyd. Going on all of the things that Jimmy should just mentioned. Tumblr, GOM, Facebook, all that stuff.
Yes.
Find out his tour dates. It's SB Cleveland, right? Because if you type in Sean Boyd, there's a bunch of homo-looking dudes.
No, just put in comedian Sean Boyd to come up. And on Facebook, just Sean Boyd. And Twitter is Sean Boyd SB. So it'll come up.
Awesome. Well, Sean, thanks for coming on and talking to us. It was great.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on for like 2 seconds. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. What an interview, guys. I love it.
This is all the show prep I got. And most of it is awful, so it is self-edit.
Hey, you're not going to get this much airtime on Kiss FM, so fuck you.
Dustin Cleveland will be back. Dustin Cleveland, we are back. Nick Wolf, Jeremy Shear.
Yo.
Christine is in the bird's nest. And Sean Boyd is actually can sit with us a few more minutes. I have a few more questions I do want to ask him. I glanced over my show prep and realized I missed some shit. Also, Dan Taggerty will be in a few minutes. He's here to talk about Insanity Fest 3, Suicide Prevention and Awareness Through Music, featuring Fear Grinder with special guests Roll by Reason, The Full Moon Renegades, Dangerous Colors, Stay Together for the Kids, and Blink-182 tribute, Crookshanks, and it's hosted by Danny and DJ Frenzy Renz, who I've known for a long time, has been DJing for years now. It's at the Rock City Tap House, 5326 State Road, June 7th, 2013. Sponsored by One Up Gallery, Jack Prince, West Anchor Tattoo, and Tough Scene Cleveland. So, Sean, real quick, there's a couple of things that you did Judge Alex.
Yes.
That's the like the tall like big white guy judge, right, with the black hair.
Yes, actually it is. Yes.
And what was that about?
Well, this booker didn't want to pay us, so we sued him, and we won. Yeah.
Then this was this a lot? Like, how does this stuff work? Is it like you file a small claims court? Is this all like put on for TV as like a Jerry Springer?
No, this was a real show.
So you have to file a small claims court thing?
Well, for Judge Alex, I didn't have to file. So
anything, you just tell them, like, no, I'm suing them.
Yeah, pretty much. I sued them. I told them the story, and they wanted it, and they actually gave us the whole half an hour, because usually judge shows are like 2 separate cases for 15 minutes.
Right.
They gave us the whole half an hour because it was just that good.
Right.
So, yeah.
Real scumbag promoter, or?
Yeah, real scumbag promoter, and I'm sticking with that because I'm gonna try to go back on again.
Yeah, no, the same guy or a different?
No, I'm gonna sue actually this guy named. Last name
J.C. Koshesky?
No, his first name's Jeremy as well.
Yeah.
Well, you can't exactly be talking about your legal issues. Even if it's Judge Alex, you don't want to.
He's going to sue me under my slave name. I ripped him off.
You know, it's funny you say that. Jeremy told me earlier something you guys do on Halloween. You guys dress as like slave and master on Halloween?
Yeah, we sure did. We started it, 3 years ago now?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Sheer said he was going up at this one place, and he was like, you want to do this this little scene with me, and I said, sure, I'll help you out. And he put me in a collar and a chain, and I was his black mandingo slave.
That's what you were blindly going along with shit.
Yeah, I did it. I didn't care. You know, it's just for comedy.
Right.
And then the following year, he was my Jew slave. Right. So I threw a whole bunch of pennies on the ground, and he started to run forward, but I was like, hold on, don't go yet. Now go. So, you know, it was fun time.
He told me to read.
Yeah, I told him to read.
He made me dance.
I made him dance. Yep.
He whipped me.
Yep. And then I told him at the end he was a free nigger. Now he can go be with a fat white girl. Then I was like, hold on. You already did that before, so.
If that's all it takes, he's if that's all it takes, he's fucking Jesse Jackson. Because you've been with a lot of fat white girls. We all have. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, Sean hasn't been with a lot of fat white girls. He's more like the methed out white girls kind of guy.
That's a bullshit.
Every fucking white girl that I've seen you with looks like a carny.
That's bullshit.
So from what I've heard, that you could show pictures, but we wouldn't know anything because you only have pictures of their vaginas, the girls you've been with.
I did extensive show prep.
Show prep right here.
That's real show prep. Actually, I got rid of 360 pictures.
360 I've seen a third of that in my life.
Yeah. You know, I used to get paid to, you know.
You get paid to take the picture? Oh.
I mean, I got paid to have sex with people's wives before. So.
Oh, doing the swinger stuff and all that. Yeah, I know all about
something
that.
Like
that kind of style. I get paid not to have sex with anybody.
The best part is Sean actually introduced me to one of the couples of the show we were at, and the dude was fucking buffed out and with a tap-out shirt on. He's like, hey, bro, you ready to fuck my wife? You want to see a picture of her titties?
Are these comedy fans that like come see your set? They're like, hey, great set. Fuck my wife. Here's some money.
Oh, man. I actually did a show at a swingers convention or party before. Yeah, that was pretty fun.
I got the wrong comedian with me. Sure has gotten me. I think if I hung out with Boyd for like an episode, I'd be getting laid left and right.
He cleaned up his act.
Hey, I cleaned up my act. I don't swing anymore.
No more swinging. No more vagina pictures. No more weed smoking.
Nope.
Good.
Nope. Thanks for asking me like real questions, like how did I get started in comedy and shit. Hey, I heard you got a lot of pussy pictures in your phone. How about that?
That's boring. No, that's hacky radio, Sean.
Yeah,
fuck that. We don't stand for that bullshit on Tough Scene Cleveland.
Informative interviews are hacky as shit, and we'll never do that here at Tough Scene Cleveland.
You want to go on Bob and Tom, go suck Ryan Dalton's dick and get on Bob and Tom. You
definitely will not. No. I have you suck it for me, and then I'll get on.
Well, you are a friend.
Sean, we'll have you on again, and maybe I'll try to do some real prep and ask you some real questions.
That's what's up. Thanks for having me on, fellas. I appreciate it. Had some fun. Thanks, girl in the bird's nest. I forgot her name already.
She's waving at you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Boyd. Check him out. YouTube, Facebook. He's doing what is it? Bad Boys of Comedy.
Yeah.
Bad Boys of Comedy.
Also go to YouTube and check out Big Brother Audition 2013. Sean Boyd. Yeah.
Big Brother Audition 2013, Sean Boyd.
He just wants to be on Big Brother After Dark.
Why not?
Why? You should be. I'll vote for you, man.
Yeah. Cool. You can watch the whole show, we'll have a good time, and I'll win the money for everybody, so it'll work out.
Maybe you'll finally pay me back.
Yeah, I'm working on that right now.
Stand-up comedians are always working on an angle. Well, Sean Boyd, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, man. It's great.
Thanks for having me, y'all. Y'all be blessed. GOM, God over money.
All right, we're going to God over money. One day I'll learn that. I'll be able to fill the hole in my soul with something. I don't have God or money, so where the fuck am I? Dan, why don't you come up here? We're going to talk to Dan Tegrity here for a second. And so, Insanity Fest, it is it's Sean Byers. He's a apartment kid, right?
Huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dan. I got right into the business here. Dan, how you doing? I've known you for a while. I don't know exactly how, but throughout the years and shit.
Just various.
Right. Just around, bumming around Parma and shit like that. Sean Byers, who was your buddy, right? Parma kid.
Yeah.
And 3 years ago, he passed away, and you started doing this show, Suicide Prevention Awareness Through Music, and it's going good. You have the third one coming up. What's it been going? The last couple months have been a major pain, like probably a lot of shit getting this together, right? Because this is a pretty impressive show you got.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I don't really do much shows. I was doing a couple shows just trying to, do promoting and stuff, and yeah, it's a pain in the ass. So I do it once in a year. It's not
tough.
really.
JC, his hair literally falls off his head every time he walks in this building.
It's not really so much towards my friend anymore. It's more just suicide prevention in general, because I don't expect, everybody to know who he is.
Right, but still, it's cool that you're doing something to carry on, though, of, obviously something tragic. You're trying to do something good with it, and you've been doing it for a while now. The first one was at the Sackenheim, right?
Correct.
And I did stand-up there. The last time I ever did stand-up was at that show. And it was a
and
weird...
they fucking hated you. They were going to lynch mob.
I almost got stabbed. It was the worst... bombing ever. I don't know. I haven't seen, Jeremy, you've probably seen really bad flameouts from people.
Oh, I've seen people eat shit. I just watched somebody do it last night, and yeah, it's not pretty.
It was a weird thing, because there was no introduction. It was just all bands. There were no comedians or MC really going on. You were talking a little bit.
No, you were on the flyer, but it's kind of like that, a lot of people... You post the flyer online and people are like, where's it at? Well, fucking read the flyer. And, I mean, you were on there. I don't know how clearly I was,
Right, and then, no, it was no fault of yours. And I kind of, I was going to go on earlier, and I had some friends coming out, so I'm like, well, I'll wait. And I drank a couple beers, So I kind of any idea of any sort of plan I was going to have went out the window. And I'm just like, for some reason, I'm like, you know what? These people don't know me. I'm going to insult the shit out of everybody. And this girl started heckling me, and I was like, yeah, you're kind of dumpy, but I'll still bang you. And she got pissed, started coming up on the stage trying to take my microphone. And I'm doing that thing where a girl's attacking you, and you're trying to show that you're not hitting them, but putting yourself in the position where you can accidentally knock them out if you need be. And then other people got mad, because it's that whole thing, I'm not hitting, what do you, leave me alone, you got hands up in the air, trying to, you're not doing anything, she's attacking you. And then a couple other dudes come up, and luckily you pulled the I got out of there, you told...
To me, it was perfect, because it had that Andy Kaufman kind of thing going. And I love the fucking...
Not the funny part, but the more of the crowd...
It's only amusing to me kind of thing.
Wrestling women part.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I've been milking the Andy Kaufman thing for a while. I have no form. If you have no format, you're just I'm being like Andy Kaufman.
Look for Nick Wolf to be cast in the web series reboot of Taxi as the lovable Italian immigrant Pierogi.
That'd be awesome. I would do it in a second.
In the Ukrainian village of Parma.
It's a scary thing when you do it, though, because when I've done it in the past, I've known some of the people out there. At least I didn't really know anybody there, and so it's it just went completely wrong. And this dude comes and walks up. He's like, yeah, I was going to stab you. And I was like, well, good thing you didn't. And he's like, look down. And he has a knife pulled out right up against me, right against my where my kidney would be. And I was just like, what the fuck? They're like, yeah, you were really terrible. I'm like, well, I don't think you guys really are being subjective in this whole thing. But they didn't want to hear the finer points of my argument.
Yeah.
You didn't give me a chance to find where I was going. There was a payoff. You just didn't want to see it. You know nothing. Who do you look like? A midget Brock Lesnar. You're going to tell me about comedy? Go to hell, dickhead. But,
you said none of those things.
No, you did
like,
nothing against
me.
I got the hell out of there. I went into the car and smoked weed with my friends. I didn't go do it outside. I went and hid, and then I took right the fuck off.
So many cars, where people were smoking weed, and I just didn't understand how come you guys just didn't, get together and smoke weed. It was all...
That's 60s hippie
all doing
bullshit.
the same thing.
I like being a confrontational pothead. I think that's a new wave of stonerism.
I agree.
So getting into the whole booking things, I mean, what's your first idea, getting this shit together the first time? Being a dude that, you playing in some bands, but not really booking shows a whole lot. What makes you make this monumental mistake to your mental health by doing this?
I don't know. I mean, there's a part of me where let's be blunt. Everybody wants to be the center of attention in some way, or like, you know, try to show their talents. I don't really do much. I did some fucking goofy music here and there that
Boy
didn't
Meets Girl.
last.
You were in the Boy Meets Girl thing, right?
Yeah, I was in that. I was in
I thought it
Barons
was
of the
awesome.
Wasteland,
Right.
which was a kind of, you know,
You were in all the funny stuff that the Full Moon Renegades did before they, like, they're still a good band, but they're not like, they're not funny like the Barons of the Wasteland.
Well, that stuff, it's like, you know, Elliot from the Renegades and Frank Cordes and Mark Cicero from Cantankerous Dingoes. That was the beginning. It was pretty much, I mean, obviously, let's get high and make some goofy ass shit.
It was cool. They came up on stage and they would like, you had like, Elliot, I think, had a grill like where his keyboard, and there was like smoke coming out of it, and all their songs were about food and stuff. It was actually a pretty kick-ass band for like a goofy Parma band.
Yeah,
you know?
it was
the epitome of that.
Well, I mean, personally, I'm into the Alice Cooper, all, you know, theatrical shit.
Right.
So, you know, we didn't have a drum set or anything. We're just like, you know, let's take a keyboard, put drums on there, and then I thought, well, most of us are fucking fat in the band, so let's talk about sex, drugs, and food. Because I mean, that's pretty much what makes up my day.
I'm interested, and it's over and done. But are you going to do a reunion show anytime soon?
No.
Yeah, that'll never happen because I guess I'm the only mature one out of the
You
group
hate
of
the
people.
rest of those fuckers. is what you're
No,
saying.
Elliot's cool. He gets drunk once in a while and he's like, yeah, man, let's fucking do a reunion show, because he's pretty much all right, Elliot is not cool with Frank, you know, guitarist and singer of the Dingoes.
Okay, and that's Elliot Rosen for Full Moon Renegades.
Yeah,
He's
there's
been on
some
the show before.
bullshit drama.
There always is. It's a girl, I can tell you.
Yeah, so it's kind of like,
That fuck neither of them.
yeah, let's get back at him, you know. Let's have a reunion without him and all that shit. And you try to get a reunion going, and Frank's not really for it. So
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass getting band members. The longer you guys are apart, it's more of a bullshit that you
yeah,
bother with.
honestly, I don't give a shit anymore. So
You deal with other bands now. To be, you know, part of it, you say you start booking shows and shit. You did this one, and now this year for 3, you're doing it. Well, the first year was at the second time, then you did it here the second year, right, at the Foundry.
yeah, that was Zup, Trap House Rave, ex-members. That was a pretty good show.
Ex-members, I like those guys, but god damn it, I don't know. The way they word their shit really bothers me. Like,
It's
they're all
certain
cool
members
guys.
of the band, dude. That's all it is.
Like, I know Chris is awesome. I mean, I started with Chris.
Yeah,
and-
Chris is cool. Tommy, you know, Slutbox,
Right,
all
Tommy,
that
both
shit.
of them are great. I love both of them. Elliot's cool, but it's just like certain bands market themselves in a really like they put out a flyer that said come to our show with very special guests, and they literally had 20 bands as their very special guests.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what very special means? Fortune Flame would never do something that hacky. You know, professionalism needs to be everywhere, not just with Gary Kane.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking difficult, man, to put this on. I can't even tell you how many bands I fucking asked to play. I mean, 30 plus, but it's all, you know. In the beginning of June, it's fucking hard because everybody's doing, you know, starting tours and stuff, and usually Cleveland's where they end.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Or it's like, you know, I'm not going to name any names, but, you know, bands like the ex-members. Oh, shit. I don't give a fuck. But, you know, you say it's a suicide prevention benefit. Do you want to play? Well, how much are we going to
The
get paid?
ex-members is the
What do
last
you
thing that would
fucking
stop me from
mean? I'm not
committing
even
suicide.
getting paid. What do you, yeah, like,
just
fuck.
I'm being mean. So this year you have Fear Grinder, Rule by Reason. Fortune Flame does not give a shit about suicide, so they refuse to do it.
We endorse that.
Yeah, there's some...
Fortune Flame endorses suicide. You heard it first. Fortune Flame said suicide is a fitting end for people that should have been aborted in the first place.
If you want to hang out with dignitaries like Gary Kane from Fortune Flame, come down to the Foundry. But you're doing it at the Rock City Tap House, which is, Used to be the Jigsaw.
Used to be a lot of things.
And here's how I am about how strongly I feel. Now I got some shirts for you here, and we're one of the sponsors here. I really wanted to jump on. I hate that place, and I usually would refuse to go there. Yeah, exactly. Just bad memories, and I can't have a good time there. I will be there June 7th, and I will be supporting this because I really think what you're doing is great, and it looks like a great show. I mean,
you know what? Just do it fucking once.
Just once.
If you hate Rock City Tap, do it fucking once for a good cause because, you know, I've heard some bullshit about it too, and it's like, you're from Parma, I'm from Parma. You want to have some hope in a good fucking venue there, but it just never
That's not
seems
going to
work.
happen. I got crushed a long time ago on that. Gary's come up. You got something you want to... Gary Kane from Fortune Flames.
Hey, we're going to be at Now That's Class with Intronaut, Scale the Summit. And, fucking June 13th.
June 13th, Fortune Slim.
Wait. Have Arnold do that. Have Arnold
come on.
say the show.
Listen, if you want to see a show, you have to pull out your toy trunk, which is become more like a man. And between you and my Glock 9mm, I choose my Glock. From the Now That's Class. You son of a bitch. I'm drunk, you son of a bitch.
Gary Kane from Fortune Flames. Come down to Foundry Thursday night. You never know who's going to be here. We honestly, there's not a whole lot of people here, but it is a hell of a bar here right now.
Forged in Flames when I throw up.
I will. I did it all. So, Danny got a little sidetracked. Your DJ, show up, sir, whenever you're moved. We got your impression. We got what we need from you. DJ Frenzy Renzi's doing the show. I've known Matt for a long time, and I'm not proud of that. But
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's all good.
did he finally learn how to do both records at once?
I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I'm all about, you know what? I'm all about helping friends, son. I mean, that's all it's about. I mean, you guys are donating some shirts. You can do what you can do, but I put you on the flyer because I know you. I dig it.
I appreciate it.
And that's what it's about, exposing people that I respect and shit I like. So
I really appreciate it. We need more people like you doing this kind of stuff, and by this kind of stuff I mean promoting Touchscene Cleveland. Suicide prevention is also good too. Dan Taggerty, thank you very much for coming on. Insanity Fest 3. Fear Grinder, Rule by Reason, Full Moon Renegades. Touchscene Cleveland, we're going to wrap this in a couple minutes. Touchscene Cleveland, we are back. Nick Wolf, Jeremy Scher.
Hi, folks.
Christine.
Hello, I'm back.
Yes, you have a microphone again. Oh, someone's feeding back.
Yeah, it's probably me.
There's been some technical issues tonight. Most of it's because of me. I've been holding the microphone the wrong way. I've been squeaking in my chair. I'm a nightmare. There, that's a little bit better.
Everybody stay very still.
She hit the magic button. Everything got cleared. It has been an exhausting show. I am literally like caked in sweat. I am beaten. The tornado that is Gary Kane has run through the studio, leaving no one surviving. Great show. Sean Boyd was fucking awesome. Once again, thank you, Jeremy, for finding great guests. And
Oh, anytime. I'm happy to find you great guests.
unlike the past guests, he was funny, which that was that's unique from having Dan Brown and Andy Meredith on.
Well, it's I decided to bring out the big guns for this show.
We've been doing it long enough. We were almost ready for Sean Boyd. We weren't quite, though. We failed a little bit.
Yeah. Now you're ready for Sean.
Next time we'll do better.
Well, next week we're going to have Emily Davis on the show, who is a former employee of Guerrilla Entertainment, and Dennis Hopper. So.
Wait, Dennis Hopper's on the show too?
No.
Damn it, goddamn Jimmy, you did a great job.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I get us a fake Arnold Schwarzenegger. You get us Dennis Hopper.
I get us a former assistant to Dennis Hopper. So.
That's okay. Well, that would be a great. I can't wait to talk to her. We'll talk about Gorilla, our good friend Dan Cull.
Oh, yes.
Piece of garbage that he is. Dan Cull has become the new Jim Kanye of the show. Also, I think next week we are going to try to get the Jim Kanye sports report.
Oh, good.
We have hired we're going to have a sports piece on our show, and I figured the best person to do that would be the man who knows all about Cleveland sports, Jim Kanye, who hates everything about Cleveland sports.
Steelers, man!
Right.
Steelers, man.
You want the Steelers?
I wear jogging pants, bro!
Jim Kanye is basically a much uglier version of my ex-wife. Then.
You say that name. You just say that name out in public, and it gets a reaction.
Check out my ponytail, brah.
So, also Kai, we broke the news earlier. Kai is now a suspect in murder.
Here's a sticker,
Yep, he's a murderer, maybe.
Who else? Danny Tegerty was great on the show. Insanity Fest 3, June 7th at the Rock City Tap House. Fear Grinder, Rule by Reason, Full Moon Renegades among the headliners. Sponsored by One Up Gallery, Jack Prince, West Anchor Tattoo, and Tough Scene Cleveland. And sure, you're gonna.
I'm gonna have copies of my DVD Trigger Warning for sale. It'll be $10. Proceeds going towards the cause. Sean Boyd and I have both worked suicide prevention fundraisers before because our friend Jen Slow passed away a couple of years ago, same way. So we actually did a show at the Vortex and raised a bunch of money for that. So it's a cause near and dear to my heart, and I'm happy to help out.
It's definitely.
Yay.
And yeah, wow. So we're wrapping it up here. Christine, we got a couple more shows left with you.
Yes, one more after tonight.
Till we move to Baltimore, I want the Wire music play. We got to cue that up one of these days. I want that playing every time you talk from now on. Stay out of the row houses. Do not talk to anyone named Avon Barksdale. But be safe. We got a great show. So Emily Davis will be on next week, and it's looking like I got some more guests lined up. I've been trying to chase down Paul from Embalmer for a little while here. I think we're going to probably do that next week. And maybe we'll get Billy to come back at night. I don't know if Billy Morris is allowed out at night anymore with the kid in the papoose. But we had him on earlier, and hopefully we'll get him back on so I can bust my balls. So you guys can know what kind of just pathetic loser I've always been. It didn't just happen recently.
I think we're cheating the audience out of Billy's hair.
Right. There needs to be more. We need it. When we build a new gallery, Billy's hair needs to be in it.
Yes. Yes, we've got Dan Brown's pornography. We're just missing Billy's hair.
So, Christine, what did you think about tonight's show?
It's quite interesting.
Did you learn anything from us?
No.
Did you learn don't do a podcast with Gary Kane in the same room? That Gary Kane is very loud.
You gotta focus that. Focus, Gary Kane.
Focus, Gary.
All right, well, Gary Kane is getting ready to leave here. Thank you, sir. Gary Kane, Fortune Flames.
No.
You always put an S. There's no S on the end of the name. You're an asshole. I want to just say, no, suicide, not cool. I made some jokes about that shit just because I'm fucking demonic like that. I had an aunt really close to me killed herself. Not fucking cool. And you're an asshole, dude. I'm just trying to tell.
You should know this by now.
Straight face.
Dylan, come on. No, I just wanted to say that it's.
Can you take longer to say that, please?
Here, put
Gary Kane's aunt passed away, and he cares that suicide is near and dear to him.
Man, no, fuck my aunt. I wanted to say smoke weed, bitch.
All right. Gary Kane, Fortune Flames. Check them out on Reverb Nation, all the site, Fortune Flame.
They're apparently playing it now. That's class.
Yeah, they're playing a show now. I didn't get much out of that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty much done if you guys are. Thank you for everyone for listening. The people that came out tonight, and it was a good time. It was fun here. We're going to be doing this a little while longer. Please come out, hang out with us. Let's get this bar going so we don't get booted out of here so JC doesn't kick me in the ass after I leave here tonight.
Can we get a guest reaction real quick?
Sure.
Shayna,
come here.
come on. We want,
come on, don't be shy.
No?
Shayna's been here all day watching the show. She saw all the events unfold. She's been tipping them back a little bit. Drunk, and you're better on the air when you're drunk. That's it. Don't you listen to Jeremy? It works for him.
Yeah,
he gets more brilliant with every drink.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week right here at the Foundry. On behalf of myself, Jeremy Shear.
Hail Satan.
Christine.
See you later.
Sean Boyd, Dan Tegerty, Gary Kane. Don't sit on the sidelines bitching about how music sucks and there's nothing to do and you have no control over it. Be a part of it. Start a band. Start doing comedy. But look into booking shows if you're dumb enough. Do something. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of Tough Scene Cleveland.